I'm going to show you exactly how the end cards in YouTube work. So the first thing we're going to do is go into YouTube and see what they offer and how we can turn things around. And then at the end of this video, I'm also going to show you how to design your own template to upload onto your video and then to set it up when you're back on YouTube. It's really wonderful for marketing, it helps with your branding, and it really keeps your visitors in your circle. Welcome to Katya's Buzz, video tutorials and remote interviews. Everything I learned that I feel is important and interesting, I'm sharing with you so that you can do it faster and better. So please don't hesitate to connect with me via Facebook, subscribe to my channel, like my video, and most importantly, let me know if it's helping you. So why is it that important to put an end card on your videos? Well, first of all, it looks professional. They finish your video, they're looking at your branding all over again. They see a couple of things on your screen. It depends what you've decided to do, but most of the time they get your image, your photo with a subscribe button, one or two videos that they can visit, one of which is going to be related to the one that they're looking at right now, and maybe a playlist or whatever it is you've decided to put, but it's right there, and so they can jump ahead and see something else that you've put together. So it's really good. You're keeping them there, you're keeping their interest going, and they may just continue with you and see what else you have to offer. So this is the end card I'm talking to you about that we see around. I designed this one specifically for my channel, Katya's Buzz, but you can design yours any which way you want. It's just a very good way to start using it in your videos as soon as possible because it will allow your visitors to see other things you've put together. So the first thing we're going to do is to jump into YouTube and see what they offer and how to set it up on your own video. All right, so we are on my channel right now. So the first thing we need to do is to get to our video and start putting the end card. So go into your YouTube studio, your videos. In this case, we're going to use this one. When you go down a little bit, you see this here says end screen. So click on it. And these are elements that are provided directly from YouTube. So already there, you can pretty much have an idea of what you would like your end card to look like. Now they're showing it this way, but you'll be able to play with it any way you want. You really need to decide right now how you want your end screen to look like. So you're going to move the elements around the way you like it. The way I have it works for me, but you may want to change things around for your particular branding. So don't hesitate to take some time, put it exactly the way you want, because from that point on, it's going to be set in stone, it's going to get into your graphics. So make sure you have all the elements you want the way you want them, and then we'll go back and edit it. In this particular template, you have best for viewers, playlist, and a subscribe button. I like to turn it around because we are used to read from left to right, and so the eye is used to go from left to right. So I prefer to have my videos on the right side of the screen and have my subscribe on the left. So I'm going to just change their location a little bit, and that's more like it for me. So this is the way I have decided to set it up. As you can see in the bottom here, it adds itself directly in the timeline of the video. And you can make it start anywhere you want. So this is 20 seconds here. You can also decide that you want to start with just the subscribe button, and that you want your first video to start a little bit later and your playlist to start yet a little bit later. And so the way you would do that is like this. You see, boom, this one shows up, and then this one comes on board. And as you can see, it's really easy. You can decide here to create exactly the feel you're looking for. When you click on it, on the element, it gives you options here. You can change everything. So let's say you click on the subscribe. you can show the overcard outline, which creates that little outline that says inside subscribe when you're actually on Facebook watching the video. And then if you go on the first video here, it says best for viewers, because that's the one I chose here. Allow YouTube to select a video from your channel to best suit the viewer. But you're more than welcome to choose most recent upload, which will automatically feature the most recently uploaded video that you have, or to choose a specific video. And so then you go here and you, let's say, decide that you want to set your phone as your computer, and that's going to be the one that appears here. That gives you a chance to pick a video that specifically relates to the one you just created. And that's also a very good venue. So I'm going to put mine back to best for viewer. This one, instead of doing a video, I decided to use a playlist. And same thing here, you have as many playlists as you want, and from this you decide which playlist you want to showcase. And in that particular case, I wanted it to be my video tutorials. Once you're ready, you can do save, and if you go to look at your video, I'm going to go to the end, and you'll see that it's going to show up here. Voila. You can always use the end card just the way it's shown on YouTube. There is no reason why you wouldn't be able to do that. It just goes and plugs on top of your video, and that's fine. That's really a very easy 1, 2, 3 setup way to do it. However, if you want to get a little bit more professional and have your video look like your branding, I recommend you spend a little time to put together a template. Now that you've pretty much designed it in YouTube with the elements the way you want them, the easiest thing to do is to take a screenshot. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And from that screenshot, we're going to go to the software and put it together. And that will be a lot easier because you'll have the size, you'll have the elements in place with the size you need to put it together without really too much hassle. We're going to create it as a graphic design so that we can upload it onto our editing suite and then upload it into YouTube and put the element on top of it. So let's get started on creating your end card video right now. Now that you have the setup, I'm going to go on full screen, and then all I'm going to do is print the screen. So on a Mac, it's Shift Command 3 if you're using a partial screen, so then it's Shift Command 4 and you can just go around your screen like so. Boom. I'm not going to keep the subscribe the way it is here. I'm going to actually move it somewhere else when I have my template, but you'll see why I'm saying that later. You bring into your graphic design software, manage a little bit what's around, and boom, you have it ready to rock and roll. And it's going to look really nice. It's going to really finish up your video the way you want it to look. And it's also going to entice people to look at other videos you've put together. And it shows that you're professional, that you have a really nice end of video, good design. And I think it's important. It's a little tweak, but it makes a big difference in the end. I'm going to use Illustrator because it's a really good software for graphic design and illustration, but you're welcome to use anything you want. If you want to use Photoshop instead, you're welcome to do so. There are a lot of other software out there that you can use as long as you follow with me more or less the way I structure it. You'll find a way to do it on your own software. That's very easy. All right, so we are now in Adobe Illustrator. New document, film and video is pretty much what we are going to use. This is for HDV, HD, 4K at 3840 by 2160, and 8K at 7680 by 4320. I don't think anyone is going to use that yet. We're going to make this graphic at 100%. So if you're editing at 1080p, make sure you create that graphic at 1080p. If you're editing in 4K, make sure you use the sizing for 4K so that you're also at 100%. So for this particular video, we're going to do ours at 1920 by 1080p, and I'm going to create the template. We're going to go and place the screenshot we've taken on the YouTube channel with the elements the way we wanted them and place them here. That white board here is the screen. That's going to be important to keep it in so that my elements are on the screen. You have layers here the way you do with Photoshop and any other software, so we're going to work on layers as well. I'm going to create another layer with a placement for my elements. So this is going to be my first element and my second element. You can also decide instead to come here, take your first element, Alt and drag to just copy it and put it over here so they're exactly the same size. I'm also going to create a circle. So this creates an ellipse, but if I press Shift, it makes sure that it keeps it as a circle. And if I press the space button, it allows me to move that circle where I want it. So I'm using all these things with my magic fingers, and that is my element for the subscribe. However, as I told you earlier, we're actually going to move the subscribe. I also would like at the end of the video for me, or if I have anything else to show, to appear on the screen. So I'm going to leave some kind of a transparency. I'm going to go back to the layers and put a layer right on top of that one and make a black square. I'm going to remove the back. I want to show myself at the end screen, so I'm going to create something like this, and I'm going to actually make it shift a little bit. So whoop. I'm just taking that endpoint and moving it across so it creates a little bit of a design. I'm going to place my logo to bring it here. Up. I'm going to put together an arrow, so it's going to be something like this, and then ESC, and I'm just going to create a little point this way, and that's my arrow. Once I have the arrow, I'm just going to take the 3 elements. I'm not sure I have all 3 here. I'm going to press Alt so that I can create the same thing for the bottom. I'm going to left click, transform, reflect, and then it's asking me if I want to do it horizontally, vertically, or create the angle I want. So in this particular case, I want it to reflect horizontally. Okay. Because I'm going to want my face to appear here, I'm not going to want this to be here. So I'm going to move it right over here, kind of in the middle of this line. And I'm going to create another circle exactly where this one is. Command C, Command Shift V will create a copy right above the first one, the exact same location. And then I'm just going to make it a little bit larger. Just like that. Then I'm going to go into the type tool and I'm going to press type on a path tool. I'm going to go here and I'm going to remove all of that and just type subscribe and make the font white and change the font size so that it comes exactly where I want it to be so people can read it. I'm also going to make this bold, and I'm going to make it a little bit smaller here, and then you can move it anywhere you want by just turning that circle. I'm going to keep it right over here. I'm going to make my elements yellow, because this way, there's one more thing I'd like to do here. I'm going to put some text. So I'm going to go to the type tool and just do regular text. So this is going to be, watch this video. I'm going to make it yellow, and I'm going to make the font in capital letters. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger here. Put it right over here, and then I'm going to press Alt, make a copy, press Shift with my other finger so it stays exactly in the same line, and here I'm going to say playlist. Video tutorial playlist. And I'll remove it over here. I'm going to make sure those two things are centered and that they stay on the screen. So they're a little bit too large for my taste. I'm going to bring them back here. Oops, wrong. I pressed Command Z to undo that terrible mistake. And I want it to be centered like that, align object. Export as, and you want to use ping because ping keeps the transparency. So call it Katya's Buzz and card. And this is, I'm gonna call it Z because I already have my end card. And export. I'm going to use it at 72 ppi, transparency as the background color, and press OK. So there you have it. You've put together your template in 5 minutes. It'll take you the time it takes, but believe me, it's worth it. So from then on, you can close Illustrator. All right, so like I said, I'm using Illustrator, but you may be using something else. So I'd love for you to spend a moment to let me know in the comments below what software you're using, why you prefer that software. And if you've never used Illustrator, I recommend you also go check it out. It's vector art, it's from Adobe, and it's really the standard in the industry. It's phenomenal. It's not free, but it's affordable, and it's really worth everything. So please check out Illustrator for other artwork that you have to do, and let me know how you feel about it in the comments below. Now we have our graphic, we have the design of our end card. So there are still 2 steps to do. First one is to upload it into your suite, your editing suite. I use Adobe Premiere. I don't know what you use, but just make sure you bring it into your editing suite at the very end of your video. This is the video that I want to use the end card on. When you design your end card and you put it on your video, you have to be aware that it only lasts 20 seconds. That's the maximum amount of time given from YouTube. So make sure you design it that way and you finish your video that way and you give it exactly those 20 seconds. You won't be able to go any more than that. File, import. Now this is the last card that we did with the Z. I'm going to import that. This is what we created, and that's the way it will look. I'm just going to cut the video here, grab that video, and move it. You export your video, upload it into YouTube, and from that point on, you just place your elements. So just to upload something to test it, I'm going to do an input, output here, file, export media. I'm going to do YouTube 1080p Full HD and export. So the video is exporting, and this way I'll be able to quickly upload it onto YouTube and show you how to place the elements on the end card. Now that your video is uploaded into YouTube, let's go back to the end card and put our elements in place. And you'll see it's really easy, it takes 2 minutes, and you'll be done after that. So now click on details, go to the bottom here, end screen. You see that we are at the end of my video. I didn't quite use 20 seconds, so my template starts here. And so I'm going to start with this. I'm going to bring my subscribe button here and videos here. And now I have to move them, so I'm going to move this into here. You see the red is because we cannot put two elements on top of one another, so this is just letting me know that there is an error. So I'm going to move it back for just a minute. So I move this one in here, move this one here, and this one here. And so here you have it. This is how you put together your YouTube end card with your design, your branding, your look, your face, and it looks really nice and ready to go. You press save and it's done. When you go to check out your video online, you will see at the end. See that? So this is how my end card looks. This is how your end card is going to look when you're finished with it, and you're going to be super happy because now that you have it, you can just plug it into every video you're about to make, and it's now going to be part of your workflow, and it's worth everything because it's good for your branding, it's good for your marketing, it's good for your visitors, it's good all around. So you haven't wasted your time really. So hopefully you did an amazing end card, better than mine, why not? And make sure you share it with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you again for visiting me at Katya's Buzz, and let me know if you want to hear anything else from me. I'll be more than happy to produce other videos for you. I can't wait to hear from you guys. Enjoy. See you soon. You can check this video out here, or you can go to my playlist with more video tutorials right down here. And this is using the YouTube end card we just learned to put together. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you again soon.